Good day, everybody. We are day 67 of flower today. And the land race is definitely plumping right on up. Changing colors. The fade is definitely setting in. Leaves are starting to curl up in some spots. It's definitely, we'll definitely hopefully finish this thing. I don't know about this one though. Excuse me. This thing, look how far along. I mean, it's still got a long ways to go compared to all the rest. You can see the Trinity skunk over there is just dangling all over the place. And so is this, but this is starting to even dangle into the black mojito over here. This black mojito should be another, I don't know, 7 days probably. The nugs are tight, little rocks. Smells like burnt rubber and lime and lemon and low gas. This one up here is definitely all lime. As you can see, she's plumping up, starting to throw some calyxes and pretty flower. Lemon lime, like I said, this one down here is a different pheno and it's changing a little faster. And the buds didn't get as big, but like I said, they're like little rocks. And definitely got some terp action going. Whew. Smells good. Smells real good. Let's see, look at how that blue light has just turned that algae into string algae. We're gonna have to sling our hand through there, release some of that poo. We can see some of that poo building up. That algae is catching it. And the shrimp and snails and everything just can't keep up. You can see up underneath here that where there's no light. Look how crystal clear the water is where there's no light. And then when the light starts to hit, the algae just starts to bloom, which is completely normal. Look at the Trinity skunk here. This thing is just gorgeous. I'm really looking forward to this one. This thing is sticky. I mean, you get it on you and it stays with you all day long. Trying not to bump into it. Look at this thing. Look at the stacking on that thing. And tight noted too. Top of it. That beautiful fade. She is sucking all those newts out of the ground. She is getting the money's worth, I'll tell you that. And you can see since we've cleaned out all this, we've cleared out a lot of these extra leaves here that don't need to be here. That means these lower buds down here are going to finish up a little faster. We know the tops are always going to finish faster because of the light. The light's hitting that top and it's going to ripen that fruit a whole lot faster than the ones down here below. Man, that thing is sticky. God. It's a beautiful flower. We have a bunch of different phenos. This pheno over here is turning pink almost. Look at this thing. Purplish pink. Depending on how the light hits it, definitely got that purple in it. Versus this one here, which has no purple. See the color difference. Those are just different phenos, and you got that little baby down here that I never cut out. I just left here. Look how purple this one got. Just a tiny little thing. Tight little bud though. Can't really smell it because my hands are all sticky. Let's take a look at the creek here. We ran some water through it yesterday. You can see how we cleaned it out a little bit. Running that water through here. Got that line of algae here. Look at that. You just lay it right up on there like that and let it break down, and the critters and everything will eat it. Gonna have to probably bring some more sand, silt, and clay in here, and let's see if I can show you something. Sorry. Some more sand, silt, and clay. I'm starting to see a little blue right there. See that blue? That's just where the sand has just been falling on down. That's the bottom of the creek. She's a pretty one. Go back over here and see if we can see the new turtle. I want to show you the new platform we're building here. We've started on it anyway. We've got to get some concrete in here. So what we're going to do is, you can see that I've got a nice flat base here. These are all as flat as we can get on the bottom. And then we'll come in here. It's 2 layers here. This is going to be basically our border, our bottom layer, basically. And then we're going to come on top of these with the river rock. So we'll go back to Luckstone and find some bigger size river rock. These, I believe, were 10 to 8s. And then as the numbers go lower, so you can get a 3 to 4. This is like a 3 to 4, size. And then you have these down here, which are bigger, which these are like 5 to 8s, 5 to 7s. And they get bigger as the numbers go up. But we'll get the bigger 5 to 8s stack on here, just to give it a little different color. First, we'll concrete all this in from the inside. So we're going to make a nice little concrete wall that fills in all the gaps. We'll leave the outside gaps open, but on the inside it'll be completely sealed with concrete, masonry concrete. And we'll also bring that concrete up against this wall here. We'll bring it up, and we'll mesh it up against this wood here and bring it all the way up to the wall. And that concrete, basically, that we're going to create a bowl made out of concrete. And then once the concrete is dried and cured enough, we'll come back with the pond shield, which the pond shield is, see that right there? There you go. That's pond shield. That's epoxy shield. Fish safe, water safe. It's what we seal the pond with in the creek. So it's just a 2-part epoxy, and then we'll seal that tub with that epoxy. And then we'll bring in the pea gravel, sand, silt, and clay, and start building our layers on up. And we'll do the soil. We're going to actually bring this out some more. So this base here is actually going to extend out a little bit with the river rock. So as the wall comes up, we'll actually be extending it out like we did this here. So you can see we can just keep adding rock, stacking rock on top of one another, but extend it out as we stack. So each layer will get the concrete, and then as we come on up, we can bring it out a little bit, so extend it out. That way, when we walk in, we really won't see that base, because the river rock will extend out over top of it like a lip, and that will look pushed back at the bottom. So when you walk in, it'll just be like you see here, kind of extending out from the box. And we'll bring it on up and have a nice big platform here, nice area. This is it's about, I think I measured 3.5 feet, 4 feet out, and about 5 feet, 6 feet long. So it'll give us plenty of room to do what we need to do. Create a little IMO pit in there to produce CO2. That's one of the ideas that a buddy of mine had from Groggy Harbor, actually. Groggy Harbor's like, man, you got to build a nice little IMO pit in there. A little spot there that will cook the IMO like we do outside, but while it's cooking, it'll actually release CO2 for the plants. And it's really good to have in here. So I think we're going to do that. And the turtle, I'm sure, will enjoy it. The box turtle, we threw some leaf litter in here, and you can see he's hanging out underneath that leaf litter there. Here's his head. So he's out of the pond. We took him out of the pond. We put this little rock wall up so he can't go crawling out. Got a little bit of water in there for him. Threw some leaf litter in there. We threw some worms. He did eat, so that's good. Let's see where we can find Cooter and Scooter over here. Oh, there you are, girl. I see you. I see you. Always up in the grass.